5:30 p.m.
Where are you at the moment?
As the evening starts, the calls don't stop at Crouch HQ.
Audi A3.
And when an urgent job comes in for one of the largest family-run recovery firms in the UK, the team is ready to respond.
All right, we'll get somebody out, Chevy, all right?
Is there okay to drive?
All right, no worries, thank you, bye.
52 miles away in Burton-on-Trent, there's been a lucky escape for both driver and passengers after a coach careered off a country road. Fortunately, all those on board escaped serious injury and have since left the scene. But the coach is stuck in the mud on the side of this popular rat run. Peak rush hour is fast approaching. So with no time to waste, Op Lee Price is heading to the scene to oversee what's likely to be an awkward recovery.
With coaches, winching wise, and even towing them, they're not the easiest to be manhandling with a wrecker, whether that's pulling it or lifting it. You've got to be mindful because there ain't a lot to grab hold of and give it a good pull.
And that's not the only thing playing on Lee's mind.
A bit apprehensive about it because of this company that we're doing the job for. When I left school, I went and worked in a bus garage, and there was a guy there who trained me to be a mechanic, and he's now one of the directors of this company. So, for me personally, the pressure's on to make sure we do a good job.
With over 10 years in the industry and more than 20,000 recoveries to his name, 35-year-old Lee's more than qualified to take on the challenge of a complicated coach rescue. As Lee arrives, his fellow recovery op Dave Vernon is already on scene with his service van.
What are we saying, man?
Got some branches jammed up underneath.
Apparently a car was coming round the blind bend on the wrong side of the road, and the coach has, swerved and naturally gone into the hedge.
Commuters are beginning to head home, and traffic is having to squeeze past. Lee needs to swiftly work out how to free this monster from the mud.
Looking at it, it ain't too badly damaged, so we don't want to cause any more damage than possible. So my main concern now is I'm going to have a look round, see where I can grab hold of it and see if there's anything protruding under there that's going to cause any further damage. Another concern is the traffic that's coming in and out. I think to get this out, we are going to have to block the road.
As congestion builds, he must quickly hatch a plan. But moving this fragile vehicle won't be easy.
My concern was, as I pulled it back, we were going to start damaging things. So there's a lot of fiberglass and a lot of alley. It tends not to be very, very strong. It bends and cracks easy. So, my concern was that it had sunk into the mud a bit. And as we were pulling it back, I needed to make sure that there was nothing catching any panels or any auxiliary parts. I mean, like bits of the engine and pipes and that.
Satisfied he has enough clearance underneath, Lee needs to find a spot to attach his winch cable.
I'm looking for something substantial to get a good pull off, so we can pull it out of this edge.
But there's no obvious anchor point. In a light bulb moment, the experienced recovery op remembers that a sturdy crossbar can often be found in the coach's back compartment.
This will come off this panel, but that won't open. This pops out, there's two nuts on it.
After some careful prodding.
There we go.
Down, give it a rag.
So yeah.
Lee's relieved to find his hunch was correct.
While removing this panel, look, we now got some substantial cross member on here, so I can get something on that, and we can give it a nice good tug without worrying about anything.
With time ticking and the traffic growing, Lee has to act fast.
What we'll do is start it up, have you in there with a ferry lift up.
Yeah.
I reckon that'll just come out nice.
Should just stay around.
Yeah. Well, the problem we got is the bloody road.
Well, I'll stick my van across it, we'll block it.
Yeah,
We just stop.
Yeah, what can we do? Yeah. Just gonna go and spin the truck round now. We'll get in position to pull that back.
Lee's identified that the coach is equipped with a ferry lift system. This will allow the air suspension to be raised above normal ride height, which should provide the extra clearance needed to drag it out. As Lee and Vern get into position, rush hour is at its busiest. But with safety their top priority, their only option is to block the road.
We've got Vern to block that side of the road. I'm blocking this side of the road, so that gives us a safe area to start pulling that coach out. If we left room for these vehicles to come by, we're pulling that. It's a health and safety hazard for ourselves and for them. If we had a cable snap or anything, it could hit a car.
Equipped with a winch that offers 15 tons of mean pulling power, is Lee's 2-axle Volvo FMX. 11 metres long, with a 540 horsepower engine, it has everything Lee needs to tackle the toughest recoveries. Winch cable at the ready. Lee and Vern hook it up to the crossbar at the rear of the coach. Then Vern gets the engine running. But Lee knows that a successful dislodge requires careful teamwork.
We've got Vern in the coach. He's building the air up on the coach. We're going to lift it up now, just to clear any branches or trees that are underneath. And then as I'm pulling gently, Vern's going to assist with steering it out. So until we start moving it out, we don't know what's under there.
It's the moment of truth. As the coach is powered up, can Lee and Vern successfully ease it out without causing serious damage to the undercarriage? Coming up, Lee's patience is put to the test.
We're still standing in line with that cable. This is the problem with public. They get out, they want to have a look.
It's big. It's really big.
And in London, a monster truck gives Michael a massive challenge.
I really don't want to pull it up the hill. It's not a very long hill, but it is steep.
At the height of evening rush hour, on a busy country road in Burton-on-Trent, Lee and Vern are fighting to free a coach that's stuck in the mud. Both their trucks are blocking the busy road, so they need to work fast.
It's like, 5:30 at night and everybody's trying to get home. So we had to, manually ourselves mind the traffic as well as recover the coach.
They're now all rigged up to begin the most delicate part of this operation. But some motorists are beginning to test Lee's patience.
We're still standing in line with that cable. This is the problem with public. They get out, they want to have a look naturally. And then, it's trying to not be rude by saying, I need you out of the way,
With this vital road now at a complete standstill, every second counts.
You can see now, if you look at the coach, we've lifted the suspension, brought it right high, so that's helped us, that has. The fact that the coach still runs, a bit of a blessing as well.
Right then.
Yeah, man, ready? Yeah.
It's make or break. While Vern steers and reverses the coach, Lee piles on the winch power and starts to slowly pull it backwards.
With the engine running, so I'll keep my eye on no trees or anything, get in between the belts. Yeah, if it got caught in there, it's a chuck a belt over, but no, they're folding over nicely.
Inch by careful inch, the coach is slowly winched towards the tarmac. Lee knows this can't be a rush job.
Oi!
Pulling too hard could easily damage the undercarriage.
It's not 100% out yet. We've still got the other two wheels on the other side. Vern's just down and looked to see if there's any hazards under there. How's it looking?
Yeah, there's no damage at the minute. Air tank's all good.
Yeah. Do you reckon out there, we'll see if that'll just pull out there now?
It might go.
Yeah, that's what I mean, drive it out.
Two of the coach's wheels are firmly on the tarmac. Lee's plan now is to move his wrecker while Vern reverses the coach the rest of the way out.
Are we gravy, baby?
Go for it, shall we?
Yeah, man.
It works like a treat. But this job is far from done.
So she's out. So now it's turn the truck round and pick it up and tow it.
Do it front or rear?
Front.
Front.
Yeah.
However, the coach is sat the wrong way round for Lee to get his underlift attached to the front. So he needs to come at the problem from a different direction.
The coach is still drivable. We're going to drive it off this blind bend, up the road a bit. We've got no coolant leaks, no air leaks, no nothing. So mechanically, the coach is still sound. So we'll get it off this bend, let everyone else get home because it's tea time, isn't it? And we'll load it up there out of the way.
Instead of completing the recovery while the traffic waits, Lee spotted a space further down where they can finish the job without further maddening the motorists.
You all right, Vern? Yeah, just letting these by. Come on.
Reversing a coach down a tight country lane in the pitch black is a delicate operation. But with it no longer causing an obstruction, finally the traffic can start to flow freely once again.
We're on a blind bend, we're causing a bit of carnage really with the people trying to get home. It's rush hour traffic, so we've backed it into, I don't know what it is in the day, but it's not being used at the minute. And we're going to lift it, load it, and then tow it back to the depot.
Now he has easier access to the front of the coach. Lee can get his underlift in position for the tow.
We've got Vernon taking out the half shaft for me, which is a big help because while I'm loading, he's cracking on with something else that would be taking me time.
With the forks on the underlift lined up with the coach's axle, the recovery ops securely chains the two together.
Once I got it into the side street, it was just a case of lifting it up and loading it as normal and just making sure that nothing was dangling down and nothing had been ripped off and that we had no leaks. I'm happy it's out, yeah, it's loaded. Let's get some lights on the back of it.
An hour after he first arrived, Lee can finally head off to the depot with the coach in tow.
Job went very well. It wasn't wedged in there too much, so it was just a case of a gentle pull and Vern steer it out, so yeah. I think the ground's not soft enough yet to be really wedged in there. But yeah, overall, good job.
"100 miles south at Lantern Heavy Recovery in Hertfordshire, the night shift is in full swing.
Yeah, okay. Can I take your contact number, please?
Just like at Crouch, The team here prides itself on its 24/7 service. And tonight, one of the team will tackle his toughest test yet.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Michael has been dispatched to a bridge overlooking Junction 18 on the M25. One of Lantern's longest-serving recovery ops, he's been entrusted with ensuring the safe passage of some cargo from overseas.
Are you to do with the heavy load that's coming through? That's right, just making sure. Yeah. Is that a picture of it there, is it? He's going to get that round there, is he?
2 hours ago, a lorry landed at Purfleet Docks. The next stage of its journey will be fraught with difficulty.
They're a little bit worried on part of the route that their truck may lose traction. I haven't seen the load, so until I see it come up Slit Road, I don't know what to expect. But all I've been told is it's heavy and it's wide.
Heavy and wide is bread and butter for Michael. A former HGV mechanic, he's travelled throughout Europe and the UK, fixing and rescuing lorries since he left school. From the reports coming over the radio, tonight's lorry could teach him a lesson he'll never forget.
It essentially blocks the whole M25 because they use all the lanes up.
Michael needs to escort the vehicle over an 8-mile stretch between Maple Cross and Ruislip. Sounds straightforward, but there's one issue. 2 miles in, they'll be faced with a 12% hill climb. The load is so large that there's a risk the lorry won't make it.
You know, exact words to me is we're hoping we don't get stuck up the hill, and my exact words to him is I don't really want to touch it. I'm hoping it gets up on its own steam.
If the climb proves too tricky, it'll be up to Michael to help. But despite a decade on the job, he's never faced a load quite this large.
I know the hill that they're worried about, but I've never had to do this sort of thing before, so we really will have a test of how well she pulls.
Here it comes.
In the distance, the multiple flashing lights hint at the huge task ahead.
This is it, coming up now.
We was actually on the overbridge. We could see the heavy and wide load coming up Slit Road, and that's when it really dawns on you how heavy this thing is. That's a load and a half, isn't it?
In his rear-view mirror, Michael gets his first glimpse of the heaviest haulage he's ever seen.
It's big. It's really big. You think about it in your mind sometimes and you just think, nah, it's never going to be that big. But when it turned up, it was massive.
The lorry has come all the way from Holland. On board, a cutter head for a tunnel boring machine designed to carve out the landscape and create a hole big enough to accommodate a railway line. The lorry is 10 metres long, 7 metres wide, and weighs a whopping 130 tonnes.
It's quite exciting to be part of something that's big. You see abnormal loads all the time, but never none that big.
The load is so large that it needs a wide load support team and a full police escort. At points along the route, the lorry will need to cross both lanes. 2 police cars and 4 bikes will act as an advance party, warning other road users to stay clear.
If you want to follow me,
I'll follow you and then push, you can tell me where to go.
go in front of me, mate.
Right. You could just tell how big and heavy this load was. You had police escort services there, you had actual wide load escort services there, so it really was a big piece of kit.
The plan is simple. Michael slots in behind the police escort and in front of the wide load, tow cables at the ready. Once the vehicles are set, it's time for this colossal convoy to hit the road.
You've got all the police bikes that are going to be stopping all the side roads, that'll be stopping all the oncoming traffic, so it should be a good one.
Michael needs to stay far enough ahead of the lorry so he doesn't get in its way, while remaining close enough to provide a tow if the driver gets stuck.
You wouldn't want that on your toe, would you?
They're travelling at just 5 kilometres an hour. Slow enough to stop if there's an emergency, but hopefully fast enough to make it up the hill.
The problem we've got is we've got to leave him enough room so he's got enough momentum, but obviously we don't want to go so shoot far up the road because then we've got further to reverse. Get right up on the curb, mate. Yeah, really. In fact, do yourself a favour, back yourself in there. Get right over it. Even though the police are doing their thing, always give a helping hand to motorists, make sure they don't get their cars written off. But what could be a little side scrape for the lorry will be a complete write-off for the car.
The hill is now less than a mile away, but before that, the lorry has another hurdle to navigate.
How the hell are they going to get around these traffic lights? So this will be a challenge for it. So it came off the motorway, we were following an escort van. The wide load was following another escort van, and then we got to a set of traffic lights where there literally was a fag paper between the traffic lights and the load.
After measuring the load and determining the route, the support team are confident that the lorry should be able to squeeze between the pedestrian lights.
Oh, that didn't sound good. I'm not watching.
Just like threading the eye of a needle. If the eye of the needle was 7 metres wide and the thread weighed 130 tonnes.
Oh, so he's through. On this set of traffic lights I have to worry about. Well, he just clipped the traffic lights, but that's understandable when there's literally a fag paper between the load and the lights. All right, I believe we're coming up to the hill, I think.
In the next few moments, Michael will discover if he's here as a spectator or if his skills and his truck will be called upon to help climb the hill. To add to the challenge, there's now a drizzle in the evening air and moisture on the roads. This will make gaining any sort of traction even tougher. It's nearly go time, and the pressure is beginning to tell.
I really don't want to pull it up the hill. We're going to go to the top of the hill, and we're basically going to stay out of his way, because once the truck is committed, you don't want to stop, basically. It's not a very long hill, but it is steep. I shot up to the top of the hill, and even driving up to the hill in my truck was just like, yeah, this is too steep. It was also a very sort of wet day for the road, so we did have a sneaking suspicion it was going to get stuck.
Once Michael gets to the top, he waits for the wide load to join him.
Hello?
Instead, he receives the phone call he was hoping to avoid.
Oh, joyous. Lovely. All right, no worries. Right, so me driving to the top was all in vain. He needs me to help him to the top. Woohoo!
Coming up,
Keep going!
Michael's monster move gets complicated.
I've got 150 tonnes, I cannot stop. Move your car!
When another motorist won't move out of the way.
And they just look at you like, well, what do you want me to do? Well, there's many things I'd like you to do, but being my way is not one of them.
And in Leicestershire, Lee also lets rip.
Hay fever, pulling.
It's big. It's really big.
Just off the M25 near Islip, recovery op Michael is getting into some serious heavy metal.
You wouldn't want that on your toe, would you?
A cut ahead for a tunnel boring machine has arrived from Holland. But weighing in at 130 tonnes, the lorry needs some extra muscle to make it up a hill.
All right, boss?
Okay.
Not bad. You got your towing eyes and all that? Just one?
One, yeah.
Will that be enough?
Yeah, I think so.
The hill is half a mile long on a 12% gradient. It'll be the heaviest load Michael's ever pulled, and a true test of his truck's towing capability. The Volvo FH Globetrotter XL, the newest addition to Lantern Heavy Recovery's 170-strong fleet. Under the bonnet, a 540 horsepower engine. On the road, a potential lifesaver for a heavyweight haulier from Holland, facing an uphill battle.
So we're going to put a snatch block on him and a D-shackle. We're going to double the cables up and we're going to hopefully get him to the top of the hill.
By using the snatch block to double up on the cable, Michael will give himself twice the pulling force.
Shall we reverse or shall we start from here?
It's up to you. If you want to start on the flat.
We can start with the flat if you want. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to.
To give themselves a fighting chance, Michael's Dutch counterpart suggests they take a run-up.
So they're going to start on the flat and then I'm going to put mine in crawler gear, we'll put his in first gear and we'll just gently go up the hill. It's a steep hill. Can't even get my fat arse in cab.
After reversing to the base of the climb, Michael attaches the snatch block and runs the cable from the back of the wrecker before doubling back and reattaching it using the D-shackle. The two trucks will drive in tandem to share the weight, and with a load this large, it makes sense to go Dutch.
Right, I'll leave it at that. Put yours in first, obviously.
In first,
And we'll leave it at that.
in first gear.
I'm worried about how heavy it is. I've never pulled anything this heavy before on my own. So pulling this with somebody else in the cab and having to rely on two people is a first for me. I'll put mine in crawler, so mine might be a little bit slower than yours. And we won't change any gear until we get to the top. What way is he going the wrong side?
First time on the wrong side.
And that's all stopped, is it?
And me on top is okay.
Well, if you want to stop, honk the horn.
Yep, all right.
After taking the strain, Michael can put his new truck to the test.
Ooh, that is steep.
The tow is a go. Now, it's all about momentum. The combined weight of Michael's tow truck and the loaded lorry is more than 150 tons. As long as he can keep moving, Michael should be able to get to the top.
We had in excess of 1,000 horsepower, so there was no reason why we shouldn't get up the hill. But it was just two drivers trying to work in situ with each other. I've got her in crawler one, on a hill from a start, and she's doing really well. I mean, we're revving the nuts off of it, but we can't change gear now, because all that'll do is just shockwave us back, and we'll just come to a standstill again. The truck's gearbox is doing what it's designed to do. But we're doing 5 kilometres an hour at 150 tonnes. I don't think it's too bad.
The challenge now is keeping the route clear. While the team were organising the tow, the police have been dealing with a steady build-up of traffic. There's a tailback in front and behind, and the boys in blue are getting tied up, keeping motorists from attempting to sneak by. Michael's in constant communication with the wide load support team in order to avoid any navigational hiccups.
Hello?
Hello, we need to take the second and third traffic island on the right-hand side too, if we can.
So this one, I'm going to go wrong side again.
Yes, please.
So far, the climb has gone off without a hitch. There's just one more traffic island to navigate. But as Michael prepares to push for the summit, one of the motorists has broken through the police cordon and is heading straight for him. Some last-minute evasive action prevents a snarl-up on the final stretch.
They're not stopping them.
But despite police efforts to keep the route clear, another car breaks through at the very second Michael needs to navigate around the wrong side of a traffic island. After threatening to play chicken with Michael, the driver decides to back off.
Keep going!
But it's too late. Michael has to stop, just metres from the summit.
Drive your car! You need to back right up, out of the way! I've got 150 tonnes behind me, you need to move! No! I've got 150 tonnes, I cannot stop! Move your car!
Michael's lost momentum and will have to pick up the tow from a standing start. The difference this time, the trucks are no longer on the flat, but on a 12% gradient.
At first, it didn't want to move. We kept pulling each other back. So in the end, we've literally just had to try and go gung-ho at it.
Michael's 540 horsepower engine kicks into gear. The wheels dig in, and the heavy haul is on the home straight.
The thing is, as much as I didn't want to hook on at the front of it, it's quite exciting that you now know that your truck's capable of pulling 130 tonne, plus its own weight.
It's taken a team of 10 nearly an hour to cover just half a mile. But finally, Michael reaches the top, with his truck still intact.
We probably scrubbed about 6 months off the tyres, the way they were smoking, but at least we got going. But that's another one that I could add to my CV. 130 tonne truck pulled with a 25 tonne Volvo. I think that's quite impressive.
The heavy haulier clearly agrees.
Well, that's a moment, isn't it? We like it when drivers appreciate their tow truck drivers. We'll put that in the fridge later.
Nothing like a beer to cement Anglo-Dutch relations.
You gotta love the Dutch. So we're just gonna literally just move the cables out of the way. We're gonna get out of the way. We'll put our cables away and they can crack on.
Once Michael's cleared the cables, he can clock off.
Let's go home. I'm actually very proud of what the truck managed to do. It very much surprised me, and it just shows how capable that truck is at the hands of the right operator.
After a stressful shift, the drive home should be smooth sailing, with no more shouting.
Sometimes members of the public get in the way through no fault of their own, and unfortunately they cop the lorry driver that is trying to keep 130, 150 tonnes rolling, and they just look at you like, well, what do you want me to do? Well, there's many things I'd like you to do, but being my way is not one of them.
A new day brings a whole new set of challenges for the team at Crouch Recovery.
30 minutes. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Lee is back on the road, straightening the curves and flattening the hills.
You think with this lorry, we're on full air suspension, so there's air suspension at the front and the back, so you know, it does feel a bit wavy lying over the bumps.
Sadly, this is no joyride. Lee's on his way to rescue a stranded driver. 9 miles north of Melton Mowbray, a tipper truck is well and truly stuck. A broken clutch has left the lorry static in a live lane of traffic. A rescue on a rural road like this is rife with risk.
My main concern is bends. You know, we've got national speed limits out here of 60 mile an hour, and when something's 60 mile an hour, people tend to do 70, 80. What you get with country roads, you get a lot of twists and turns, so they're very dangerous in the fact of somebody could be coming around a bend and not know that the vehicle's broke down. Can't get complacent. Got to keep your wits about you, that you end up stepping out into the road and not looking. I've had a few near misses, but so yeah, you just got to keep mindful. Be prepared for the worst and hope for the best.
On this occasion, the lorry has broken down on what appears to be a safe stretch of road.
Quite straight. So yeah, I'm not too concerned.
What Lee hasn't reckoned on is the hefty challenge that awaits.
Yeah, we've got to drag this back loaded, though, to your place, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. When the job come down, it come down as being empty. So I already had a game plan in my head that I was going to lift it backwards and I was going to tow it back to where it's to be repaired. When I got there, the vehicle was loaded.
The truck is full to the brim with stone aggregate and weighs in at a hefty 32 tons. Unless Lee can come up with a plan, this lorry isn't going anywhere.
We've only got a four-wheeler truck here. So legally, we can't lift this lorry, it's too heavy.
Coming up, a massive tool gives Lee a helping hand.
It's plenty bigger out there.
But the rescue mission is compromised by the full force of flower power.
Hay fever.
They're weeds, aren't they? Look like weeds to me. I like a petunia or a geranium. You know, pretty looking flower.
On a live lane in Leicestershire, recovery op Lee faces a legal challenge.
Yeah, we've got to drag this back loaded, though, to your place, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
A fully laden tipper truck has broken down and weighing in at 32 tons. It's too much for Lee's wrecker to raise off the floor.
We've only got a four-wheeler truck here. So legally, we can't lift this lorry, it's too heavy.
But just because he can't lift it doesn't mean he has to leave it. Lee's recovery lorry comes equipped with a few surprises.
I'm still pretty new to the kit myself.
Inside his trusty truck's box of tricks, Lee finds a possible solution to this weighty challenge.
So what we're going to do, we're going to use what we call a VDZ.
VDZ is the abbreviation for Van der Zand, the name of the clever Dutch designer who developed the system. In normal circumstances, Lee would simply lift the lorry from underneath, securing it via the axle. If the truck was empty, that wouldn't be a problem. But this one is fully loaded and tipping the scales at a whopping 32 tons.
It's full of soil or rocks or something. Far too much weight to be lifting it on there. And to be fair, it's far too much weight to be lifting it forwards as well with us only having a four-wheel recovery truck.
With his clever new system, Lee will instead make use of the stricken lorry's inbuilt pulling points. That way he can manage the tow without lifting an inch.
We're going to attach a frame to the front of here, and then we're just going to tow it with all the wheels on the floor rather than lift it.
After positioning a spreader bar on the front of the lorry,
It's it.
Lee needs to secure it to the end of his underlift at the back of the recovery truck.
See, these are the pedestals we'd normally put the forks onto. That's when we'd lift the axle. We now don't need these because we're not lifting. We're gonna tow with the wheels on the floor. So I need to take these off.
Lee replaces the pedestals with special pulling brackets.
The more I use it, the quicker I'll get.
And then offers them up to the spreader to make a secure connection.
It can be a bit fiddly.
It's a slow process, not made any easier
You can slow down, it's stupid.
by speeding traffic.
When they're inside that car, they're inside their own little world, and it's only them that matter. They can't hear the noise or feel the wind as they go by or the truck shaking. I think if they'd been here themselves, they might have a bit more consideration, you know.
And just to make matters worse, traffic isn't the only thing Lee has to contend with.
Hay fever. Pollen.
I suffer with hay fever, so being out in the countryside, we can get quite a bit of pollen. So on this particular day, it was playing with my nose and causing my eyes to stream.
The dangers posed by the cars pale into comparison with the perils of the pollen. It's an occupational hazard when recovering lorries in rural Leicestershire.
They're weeds, aren't they? Look like weeds to me. I like a petunia or a geranium. You know, pretty looking flower. I have plenty of flowers in my garden at home, but I don't seem to suffer with the pollen there. My eyes don't stream in the garden at home.
Luckily for Lee, he won't have to hang around in this highly hazardous environment for too much longer.
So I'm going to nip these nuts up here.
After some final adjustments with a super-sized spanner,
There's plenty bigger out there.
the truck is locked and loaded and ready to roll.
Yeah, we've fitted the VDZ kit. Now we're going to put some lights on the back and finally we can get moving.
Thanks to some quick thinking and some cool kit, Lee can now legally tow a fully loaded 32-tonner.
Yeah, that's it. We're ready. And let's get it to the destination.
All that remains is to head to HQ to load up on tissues. Gesundheit! Next time, a bin lorry stuck down a boggy lane.
All it's doing now is just pulling it back down the wheelings. Come on.
Leaves Stig scratching his head.
Why the would you come down here?
Mary gets the giggles.
Whatever he's done, the back of his lorry is not actually attached to his lorry.
As she tries to save a stranded truck.
Cars are going past a bit close, I wanted to take their feet off.
And Apprentice Ollie is in a battle royale with some buckled wheels.
She is fighting us a little bit.